Introduction 1 is about summary of 9 tilapia. 9 tilapia is a freshwater fish that known for its fast growth and importance in aquaculture. It is an omnivore that thrives in warm water and is widely found for food due to its mild taste and high protein content. It is helpful for farming, but it can become a problem in place it doesn't belong, as it harm local fish.
For our second introduction, it is about fish meal. Fish meal is a crucial ingredient in fish feed. It is because fish meal primarily serving as a high quality protein source. Other than that, fish meal provide essential amino acid, fatty acid, and other nutrients which are vital for fish health and immunity. Lastly, fish meal is easily digested by fish, making it an efficient source of nutrients.
Protein are essential for fish as it helps in growth, reproduction, and many more aspects that is important in fishes. The main sources of proteins are fish meal, soybean meal, and other high protein foods. The amount of protein required by different fish species varies according to the size, life stage, and surroundings.
Method 1 is pellet formulation. First step, we must prepare the ingredient listed on table 1 and provide the tools needed for making pellet. Next step, weigh all the ingredients first. Put the ingredients in beakers and label all the ingredients. Next, the diet must multiply with 10 to make 1 kg pellet. For step 4, after weighing the ingredients, we mix all the ingredients in basin. The ingredients are mixed by hand so that they are well combined. Also, the ingredients should put one by one and not at the same time. We must mix all the ingredients to make it as dough. Then break the dough into a few smaller dough. After that, insert the dough into the pelletizer and rotate the handle to make sure the dough passes out as smaller pellets. And last but not least, put the pellets onto an aluminium or steel tray. Next method is preparation of experimental design and initial sampling. First question is how to weight the fish. First, we must prepare a digital weighing scale and place a small beaker on it. Next, tear the scale which is reset to zero with the beaker on it. It is to avoid weighing the beaker. Gently scoop the fish using a soft net to avoid hurting it. Place the fish quickly but carefully into the beaker on the scale. Read and record the weight in grams and return the fish to water immediately to reduce stress. The next question is how to prepare the water quality. To prepare water quality, after changing the water, we put 2 drops of anti-chlorine and leave it for 30 minutes to 1 hour.
In this video, our group, which is group 4, will be showing you the method for fish and fish pellet weight process. We will also show you the method to clean your fish tank and also how to feed your fish. Now, let's move on to the first part of the video, which is fish weighing process. To take your fish weight, place a beaker on a scale, then tar the scale. This step is to ensure that we only take the fish weight and not the beaker. Next, scoop your fish gently and place it in the beaker. Once your fish stop moving, the weight that is shown on your scale will be your fish weight. After obtaining your fish weight, put your fish back in your container.
Now, I will show you how to weigh our pellet. Firstly, you need to know your fish weight to get the pellet weight needed. To calculate the pellet weight needed, you need to multiply your fish weight with 0.03 and multiply it with 7 as we want to weigh the pellet needed for 7 days. After that, use a scale to weigh the pellet until you get the amount that we have calculated. And lastly, after done weighing, transfer the pellet into a Ziploc plastic bag to make sure the pellet are always fresh and not stale.
Hi, let's see how to change the fish water. First, switch off the aerator and remove the air stone from the fish container. Pour some of the water into a small container. These are the placed for temporary while we are cleaning the fish container. Take the fish and place it into the small container. Let's move to the next step. The next step is we have to clean the fish container. Make sure to clean it until there's no dirt, and don't forget, do not use any kind of soap. Wipe the container until it's dry. Remember to wipe it carefully. This is anti-chlorine water that has been left for 2 days. Then pour it into the fish container. Next, put the acetone into the fish container and switch on the aerator. Take the fish and put it back into its container.
Next, the way to feed fish is to follow the fish needs. For example, if the fish are small, we must give smaller pellets that match the size of their mouth. Then, feeding should be done in the morning or evening because that's when the fish are most active. Fish and fish pellet weighing process will be repeated once a week for 5 weeks, while tank cleaning and fish feeding process will be repeated every day for 5 weeks.
For last method is final sampling. How to weigh fish. Firstly, we put a beaker on a digital measurement scale. When it shows the beaker weight, we press the button. This is because we don't want to include the beaker weight into our fish weight. Next, we scoop the fish using fish net and put it into the beaker. Wait until the number on the scale stops. After that, record the fish weight. Lastly, we put the fish inside the aquarium again. Make sure to put the fish into the water as soon as possible to prevent the fish from stress. Let's move to another point. How to record fish weight in Excel. 1. Insert the fish weight in the weight of the pellet. 2. If the fish show sign of abnormal behavior, we have to state it in the Excel.
Now, we will move to the results on weight performance. From the graph, we can see that the weight performance for Diet 1 are higher than Diet 2, which shows that Diet 1 get the best weight performance while Diet 2 get the poorest weight performance. These differences might be due to the protein source used for fish meal. Diet 1 use commercial fish which provide optimal level of protein, fat, and vitamins for fish growth, while Diet 2 use dead fish which might have been degraded due to decomposition. This will cause the nutrient content to be unpredictable. This also explains the survival rate where Diet 1 have higher survival rate compared to Diet 2 because the food intake are closely related to the survival rate. In conclusion, Diet 1 gives a better growth performance to the fish as it gives better nutrients compared to Diet 2 where the nutrients can be imbalanced and inconsistent.
A challenge that was faced during this lab practical was fish death. Based on the symptoms and the research that was done, the possible cause of the death is ammonia poisoning. From this study, we will explore more about fish meal made by using hatchery waste, such as dead fish. From our study, we found out that this material is cheap and it also helps to reduce waste. Not only that, it is also sustainable as the source is locally sourced. However, from this study, we also found some disadvantages such as high risk of pathogen and disease transmission. This is because the dead fish might have died from an infection or a disease. Another disadvantage of fish meal made by dead fish is its nutritional quality is inconsistent as the protein and fat content values depending on fish species, cause of death, and processing method.
The second feature direction of the study is alternative protein sources. Alternative protein sources, for example, insect meat, algae, and plant protein. The advantages is can reduce pressure on wild fish stock. As we know, fish is the main protein sources in our feed. If we change to another option, it can reduce pressure on wild fish stock. The second one is more sustainable and environmental friendly. By using insect and plant, we can produce with lower carbon emission, less land and less water compared to fish meal production. Let's move to disadvantage. 1. May affect Feed palatability and digestibility. As we know, insect and plant contain anti-nutritional phyto, which can reduce digestion in fish. And the last one is some ingredients are still expensive to produce. For example, algae. Algae is expensive to produce.
The third one, nutrient absorption and feed efficiency. The advantages of nutrient is when fish absorb nutrient efficiently, they grow faster and healthier because high quality feed provide all the essential nutrients like protein, fats, or vitamin. Next one is less waste. If the feed is well absorbed, less is excreted as waste. Next, for disadvantages of nutrient is may dependent on water condition because poor water quality can reduce fish ability to absorb nutrients. And last one, feed formulation limits. Not all feeds are perfect. Some may lack specific nutrient or use cheap fillers.
Another future studies that can be done in the context of aquaculture nutrition is by having a plant-based feed to replace fish meal. Plant-based feed can help in reducing costs as it is more affordable than fish meal. Next, plant is a stable supply from a large range of sources as it came from a broad range of agricultural crops, so there is a steady and wide supply compared to fish meal that can be limited. Plant-based feeds also have disadvantages, such as it is hard to digest. Plant-based ingredients have a high proportion of cellulose, which is indigestible for many fish species. This will reduce nutrient digestibility and feed conversion, lead to slower growth rate. Lastly, certain plant-based are lack of some important nutrients such as amino acid, which make it imbalanced. This can lead to poor health and slow growth.
The first implication of this study is we learned the importance of conducting weekly fish sampling to monitor fish growth effectively. Regular sampling provides valuable insight into fish development and helps to ensure optimal condition for their growth.
Implication of study. The second one is fish feed. From this study, I was able to gain more knowledge about the formula for making fish pellet and also learn how to weigh the fish pellet according to the fish weight.
Third one is about feed formulation. From this study, I gain knowledge about fish nutrition, especially how different feed formulation can affect fish growth and health. Also, from this assessment, it helped my practical skills such as weighing fish, using lab equipment, preparing fish pellet, and observing fish behavior.
Last point for the implications of the study is feed formulation and nutrition. From this study, I was able to learn on how to formulate my own fish feed by adjusting the feed to meet the specific nutritional needed by the fish to enhance the feed efficiency and growth performance.
In summary, Diet 1 used commercial fish as its ingredient, while Diet 2 used dead fish as its ingredient. By looking at the ingredients, we could conclude that Diet 1 is more effective than Diet 2. This is because the fish meal that is used to make Diet 1 have consistent nutritional value unlike Diet 2. Because of the inconsistent nutritional value of Diet 2 is because of its additional processing step to remove potential bacteria and disease.